Rural Heritage on RFD TV is brought to you by Rural Heritage Magazine, a bi-monthly magazine featuring articles about farming and logging with draft animal power, small-scale diversified family farming and homesteading, and other aspects of our rich rural heritage. Rural Heritage Magazine, borrowing from yesterday to do the work of today. For subscription information, please call 319-362-3027 or order online at www.ruralheritage.com.
Where's the other short? Right there. Here you are.
They mostly find their teammates, huh?
Yeah,
For the most part.
yeah, they do.
It's pretty cool.
Right there. Right down, I think. So in the summertime we give trail rides and we have an amusement park, you know, zip lines and go-karts and miniature golf and all that stuff and just all family oriented stuff, which is what we like. We like this right here. This is what we like. It's family oriented. It's traditional. People come back year after year. We love to have them. You know, this one thing about sleigh riding. You have very few complaints because it's a fun time of year and we get a lot of people and we love it. And that is the main reason that we do it. We like doing it. And but we sell a lot of horses too. I sell a lot of dude horses. I sell a lot of dude horses in the West, and I sell a lot of
These would be saddle horses that basically just follow head to tail.
crossbred horses. You know, that's gotten to be a big thing. We sell a lot of crossbred horses, and just a lot of riding horses.
When you say a dude horse, that's a horse that can go
Yeah.
underneath anybody?
Yeah,
Is that what it means?
You can put in line and send them out, and they use them. You know that. We have one leasing outfit that's got a couple thousand horses. You know, they lease them to all the resorts and stuff out there. So they buy quite a few horses. And we got another couple deals in Montana and one in Colorado that we sell them a lot of horses. And we sell a lot of individual horses and mules. We sell a lot of mules. You know, they go to the Forest Service in different places and a lot of packers.
So these are mules you're buying and then
Yep.
selling?
Yep.
Buying and
we
selling?
just buy them and sell them.
Yep.
And our workhorses, we buy and sell a lot of workhorses too. And we sell a lot of workhorses right in our neighborhood, you know, to the Amish guys. But mostly we sell them to guys that are hobby people.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, we use them throughout the year. So we get a little feel for, you know, if they're, how broke they are, if they'll
Right.
fit them and that's a good thing about this. You really get a feel for what you got. And then in the summertime, we use 30 saddle horses, and we run them by the hour.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So, which has been the horse riding thing, really come to life.
That's great.
The last 5 years, it's a new ball game again. You know how that comes and goes?
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
right. I wonder what made it start up again.
I don't know. It's something. Horses got so high.
Uh-huh.
Saddle horses, the workhorse thing. I don't know what it is. My grandpa was in the cattle and horse business for his whole life. And actually, his dad's the one that started. And they had logging camps, and they sold a lot of horses and a lot of dairy cattle.
Was that around here, or was that?
That would have been like down by Anigo, which is 60 miles south of here. And then they built sale barns, But my grandpa used to go west every other week, and he would have railroad cars. That's how they transported their livestock then. And he'd take dairy cattle out and bring horses back.
Would these be rank horses he'd be bringing
No,
back? All kinds?
older saddle horses.
Oh, okay.
Put some that farmers around here could use and stuff. And then he would go to Iowa. That's where he bought his workhorses because they had the best workhorses. And he always bought an older horse because, for the most part, that's what they needed, And he sold a lot of horses. I mean, saddle horses and stuff. And then he had 5 boys, which they got in the cattle business or the real estate business or farm sales and stuff. And so that's how I got in business. My brothers, and they're in the cattle business. They sell baby calves, and they buy like 3,000 baby calves a week and send them all over the United States. And but I got the horse end. I started when I was young. I started when I was 15 years old. A lot of horses around then. I'd go county by county. I'd put a little ad in the paper and go buy their horses from them, and we sold a lot of horses. And then as time went on, we bought better horses, and we sold a lot of, in the 80s and 90s, we sold a lot of people that had production sales and stuff. Our horses, the big, fatter, fresher looking horses. So they'd go west, and the guys that had production sales, they'd ride them a year and, put them on there and sell them. And then we sold lots and lots of saddle horses for years, but we always had workhorses. We've been in the workhorse business since forever. And I always liked them. Of course, I made a living with horses my whole life. I just love them. And but then right here where we're at, which is Eagle River, there used to be a stable. When I first started coming up here, there's 5 stables within 2 miles of right here. So I'd come up here when I was a kid and I'd take them horses. There's 50 different stables. I'd just drive around and service all their stables and sell them horses and trade their other horses in. And then in about 95, insurance got out of control. Horse insurance and liability insurance got out of control. And so I had little stables, they couldn't afford it, so I buy their horses. And I ended up keeping one in Rhinelander, which is 20 miles south, and then this one here. And I just there's just a handful of them left now. There's 3. There's about 4 or 5 of them left up in this part of the country where there used to be 50.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, we did have a good year. Horseback riding was phenomenal, and it's not just me. There's 3 of us that have places similar across here, and everybody had a good year, which we like. And actually, for the most part, the restaurants that did kind of have outdoor seating and went full speed ahead, they had a phenomenal year. So COVID has been tough on a lot of people, though, and I just hate to see it because it's the small town guys that really take it, and that's hard for me to swallow. I think everybody should have equal opportunity.
You have to do anything to get them in shape before this season starts?
Yeah, most of them been right at work.
Okay.
Yeah, for the most part, they've all been somewhere getting work.
In the field?
Yeah,
okay.
In the field or we got a wagon ride place, and we send them over there. And
so they're pretty hardened up when they come in?
Yeah, they go to pumpkin patch, and then we roll them in, and we sharpshoe them all, and we like to have them at home for a month before, because we feed them good and they stay in good shape. But we sharp shoe them, and then we
Which
bring
is
'em.
Boreum, Drill Tech,
Yep, drill tech.
both fronts and hinds?
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. We shoe them all, and we like to have them fat and fresh when we bring them up here.
They
But
put in a long day?
They do put in a long day, but we kind of switch them around, and we make sure that nobody gets overworked. And if they look tired halfway through the day, we come and get a different team of horses and stick them in. And like the most horses we use in a day or teams of horses is like 13 or 14. So we always, the ones that go on a wagon ride or something, they come back and get hooked on a sleigh, and the other ones get a break. We try not to work them too hard. We try to, yeah. This year, touch and go.
Yeah.
All on, but we've had good snow, and our woods was always covered with snow, and today we're going to have a beautiful day. But last year we had the day after it did rain, and then it come a snowing. But I think we had the most beautiful woods that we ever had last year. I mean, it was absolutely gorgeous. You couldn't have painted a picture any better.
Right.
But every year we luck out, Joe. It's we really do. We're fortunate. We've had it. 10 years ago, we were getting ready to open, and it was pouring rain. We had 3 inches of rain. So I told Benny, I said, Benny, we'll just call her off tomorrow. Woke up the next morning, we had a foot of snow. Our tree, if you look down our trails, you couldn't even see a trail. You know, all the trees were bent in.
Yeah.
We had to take a snowmobile through and knock the snow off the branches, and we made her work. But we're very lucky, and that's why we do them up here, because your chance of snow is always pretty good, you know. One year we got done, we had 59 inches of snow, and that's in the last 20 years. But I started 20 years ago with one team of horses. We talked about Christmas gets long, and I thought, I'm gonna go up there and just try it out once. Then the next year we had 250 people, maybe 200, you know, in 2 weeks. And then the next year we thought maybe we should get another team of horses. So I had an older friend, he said, I'll come and help you. He said, Christmas, he says, it wears on me. I'll come up and help you. So then it was me and him, and then about the 4th year, we were a little buried. We weren't sure how we were going to do this all. So but we built some more sleighs, and at that time we'd build our own sleighs, and we'd make it work, you know. And it's grown since. It's grown since, and it is absolutely the best time of our year. All of our friends come, and we have a ton of friends that come and go sleigh riding. I mean, it does make for a festive Christmas, holiday season.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We got good drivers.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't just hire somebody that just sits up there. We got people that are professionals. You know, Russ there, they logged with horses when they were kids, and them are the guys that love us right here. You know,
Right.
We should get more of them. You know, and we do have a lot of guys that fill in. You know, they've been around workhorses their whole life, and their dads worked with them. And Russ, he's a good driver. But all of them, if they didn't know about workhorses when they come here, we got one girl that rides around with us every day that at some point she'll drive, but we don't let them drive because that is very, very valuable cargo that we carry around back there. We don't want
Right.
But again, we go through a lot of horses to make sure that we got the horses that we need. I mean, we won't take a pair of horses that's not people friendly, so we're very careful there. And we're careful about our equipment. We try to have the very best of equipment so we don't have no incidents. And lo and behold, every once in a while, you'll
Sure,
still
you'll
have
have a
little,
breakdown.
You'll have a little
an
breakdown
accident.
or something, but for the most part, we try to keep everything updated and keep it nice. You know, people like nice stuff. Yeah, when we started, we had hay bales and a hay rack.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure. I'm not so sure. That's not what we should still have because people really enjoy it. But then again, a padded seat,
Right.
they kind of like that too.
And it's safer.
And it is safer. And we got them held in there.
Yeah.
And
right.
yeah, like it, we got all wide runners, you know, so we don't have to worry about tipping over. And the worst case scenario, which we never had, we've never had anything happen. If everything goes bad and we hit something, our boxes will pop up and sit on the ground.
Yep.
So it's a pretty safe program that we have. And we really do strive on keeping our customers safe. And
You're not used to seeing, you got that. You're a little leery. Easy, girl.
How did you get out of here? Oh.
He lives out here.
So is this about the halfway point here?
It's a little over half.
Okay.
So it's about a half an hour out here, and then we spend about 15 minutes here, and then it's 15 minutes back.
If you guys are busy, how many rides would you do in a day?
The most I've done is 9.
Okay.
So
How long have you been doing this?
this is my first year.
Oh, okay. All right. What's your name?
Mackenzie.
Okay. You enjoy it?
I love it.
The horses and the people and the woods and
Yes.
everything.
Yep. Especially on days like today with the
beautiful.
snow. Yeah, it's gorgeous.
I don't think we missed a year, did we? We missed 1 year. Oh, no, I don't.
yeah.
That's a driver inside
Yeah. Gotcha. Wink, wink.
What, honey?
Yep.
Yeah. Is that how much I was having?
people love workhorses. You know,
Yeah.
they're big. They're yeah. They people love horses. Generally, people that are afraid of horses love horses. You know,
Right.
and they're easy to love.
This program is available for purchase. To order your copy, please call 319-362-3027 or visit www.ruralheritage.com. Rural Heritage is a bi-monthly magazine dedicated to draft animal farming and logging, as well as other aspects of our rich rural heritage. It is published by Mishka Press, which also offers a complete line of back-to-the-land books, DVDs, and calendars. Call or write for a catalog or subscription information, or visit our website at www.ruralheritage.com.